Hi guys, how you doing? My name is Rich Guzman.
Hi guys, I'm Anastasia Halders, better known as Coach Ace.
And welcome to today's daily dose of marketing education.
First class training, only but the best internet marketing education with Ace and Rich.
So today we're going to talk about something very powerful, guys, because without all the tactics in the world, you need this one thing. So it doesn't matter how many tactics, that you do, how much, productivity that you do on the internet. It's all about this one specific thing. It's about focus. And today I want to talk about the strategies to building unbreakable focus, which is really important. Hold on. Let me just grab this mic here. Make sure you guys can hear me. Can you guys hear me okay? I know you guys can probably see me. I just want to make sure you can hear me okay.
10-4.
Okay, good.
All right.
Awesome. Cool. All right. So like I said, we're going to talk about strategies to building an unbreakable focus. And the reason why is because one of the things that I started, my major problem when I started was, I had trouble focusing on my task because I was scattered and I was trying to do like everything and going this way, going that way. I was getting interrupted, with the news feed on Facebook because believe it or not, it still existed back then, right? YouTube videos was one thing I would just get really distracted and I just waste a day away doing those things. But this was a skill set that I had to develop when I do something. I have to put all my energy, all my focus, all my attention so I can, really accomplish it and get it done. And this is what I taught Anastasia as well, because she was struggling with it too.
Oh God, I have a hard time with
everybody
it.
Deals with this.
Yeah,
everybody deals with this
time.
on the internet. It's very easy to not do what you should be doing. It's easier not to do what you should be doing, I should say, right? So the thing about it is, I want to just start off by saying, guys, it's only natural that your mind starts to drift off when you're, on the internet and you're building a business. It's only natural. Here, this looks like it's crooked for some reason. It's bothering me. So it's only natural that your mind starts to drift off to like other things and other things that you want to follow because your mind will subconsciously do that automatically. I know this all too well from my past. This is why I hired a coach. I just, I had to get my head straight because I knew the thing about making money, it wasn't really about the actual task. It was about the complete focus that I needed and to really treat it like if I'm focus like a laser beam.
Like a business owner does,
exactly.
Right? Yes.
So let's talk about laser beam for a second because this is a good analogy. So if you look at the laser beam, when you have a laser beam focused in one area for a long time, it'll burn a hole through something, okay? But if you put a laser beam like in just one area, and then another area, and you're constantly moving it around, it's not really going to, significantly do anything. It's just going to just move around. But if it stays in one spot for a long time, it's going to definitely burn a hole through it, right? So it's the same thing with our minds and our brains when we're trying to really focus on trying to achieve something. If we could really treat it like a laser beam and really focus on our activities, that, we can get it done. But we have hurdles to overcome when it comes to this being human, okay? And one of the things that I'm going to be talking about is that you gotta make sure that you don't get stuck in this busy trap, okay? Because that busy trap is going to keep you thinking that you're being productive. When in reality, you're fooling your brain, or your brain's fooling you and saying, "Oh, I'm really getting stuff done," but it really isn't.
And you're really not.
You're really not,
You're
right?
really not. Yeah.
And we must be honest with ourselves and really realize: are we really being focused? Are we really taking the action that we should be taking, and getting things accomplished and done? Okay.
And some of us actually are good at being focused, but we're putting focus and attention on things that are not of value or serving us very well, as far as like giving us that time freedom, right? Because that's the whole point of why we become entrepreneurs, is so that we can put the focus and attention into learning something that's going to increase our skills. And once we acquire that skill up to mastery, then we have that sole focus of knowing how to achieve success in our businesses.
Exactly. You have different types of focus, right? You have inner focus, you're focusing on other things, and you have outer focus, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And outer focus is more about your surrounding environment. Everything around you in your house, neighborhood, friends, relationships, that's all your surrounding environment. And what that does, it really distracts you from really focusing on your goals, your desires, your dreams, things that are important to you as a human being, okay? So your inner focus is what I just explained, is when you're focusing on one thing, you have to make sure that you don't get distracted by, YouTube videos or, you know, Facebook news feed, where all those different beautiful recipes that come down the line and say, hey, you can make this in a few minutes. And it gets exciting to go look at that and go, that's a cool recipe. Let me look at that for a while. Then it starts with one video, then the second video, then a third video. Before you know it, your day is shot. Your day is completely shot. It robs your time away, right?
Pretty much.
So this is more your inner focus, okay? And try not to focus on other people, right? So like, for instance, you know, you see other people on the internet doing their thing, and you get distracted and you go out there and you try to follow what they're doing. And the reality is that's not going to help you. What's going to help you is when you take your own action within yourself. Okay.
Yes.
So that way you can stop focusing on others, but focus on you and your business and yourself, which is really, really the ultimate goal, guys. Okay. Now I want to talk about this that really happens a lot in this industry. Happens in a lot of industries, but you know, for this one, I know this very, very well. I want to talk about, like, you know, unraveling burnout, because people get burnt out in this industry because of really I'm gonna just say one main reason. Okay, they come in with the wrong expectation. Okay, and they feel like it's a money thing instead of a business thing. Now I know business does require capital. I know business requires you to make a profit and everything. But if you don't understand the business, don't expect to make money with the business yet.
Absolutely.
Right? You have to learn to really understand how to run the business.
I have had several people come to me today, just today alone, and this happens every day at our headquarters, that we literally have prospects coming to us. And what happens is they focus on the money, right? Can you agree? You always focus on the money. And what happens is when you focus on, can I make $10,000? Can I make $20,000? Can I make $50,000? But what kind of skills do you have right now? Because if you don't have the skills of understanding how marketing works when it comes to online marketing, if you don't understand how to follow up with your buyers or your potential leads, then you're going to be like struggling always, no matter what business opportunity you get involved in or what you invest in. It doesn't matter until you acquire coaching, mentorship, and learning the skill sets of marketing. That is only when you're going to start seeing results. So you wouldn't focus on the money, you would focus on the results first.
Right. So here's the thing, guys. Another thing that happens is when we, don't really focus, we lose track of time. Okay. We end up being late for our doctor's appointments or any appointment for that matter. And my business coach, Jeffrey Combs, talked about this. He says, you always want to be on time. You always really want to try to be as punctual as possible.
Yes.
I know in the real world that doesn't always happen, but to always try to strive to be, punctual, it says a lot about your character as well. Okay. It's very important for you to understand that these are the things that are going to help you focus and be more clear when you're actually accomplishing your objectives. Okay. So here's another problem. And this is a tough one. A lot of people have a poor diet and nutrition. And when you do that, it's harder for you to focus on your objectives.
And nobody's perfect. We
right.
understand that. But you have to take responsibility for what you put in your mouth. And, like Rich is having a beer. He's taking responsibility for that. Okay. But what I'm saying is, if you're
a beer a day, will keep the doctor with it.
But you're taking responsibility though. Yeah. Let me get that. The thing is, I always look out for him and he looks out for me. When it comes to taking responsibility for what you put in your mouth, you really got to give it some thought. We look at apples and compare it to, a bag of chips or something. Like, you know very well that fruits and vegetables are supposed to be your energy go-to food, right? Nuts, berries, things like that. They're energy foods. They should be at your desk. That's what you're supposed to have, like a bowl of this stuff. I mean, we used to veg out all the time, but since things have gotten hectic, we've slipped up a couple times ourselves, and we're not afraid to admit that because we're only human. And this is why you have to admit, okay, take responsibility for what's in your mouth. Now, when you start saying to yourself, you know what, I don't need a lot of money to take responsibility for what I put in my mouth. I know I'm gaining weight. I know why I'm gaining weight, right? Then you need to take responsibility for what you put in your mouth. That's the reason why you're gaining weight. If you realize you're fatigued, if you're having, issues with fibromyalgia, if you're having issues with ailments that are preventing you from moving around and about the house, and you're homebound, then you have to take responsibility for what you put in your mouth, because that also is a contributor. And on top of that, lack of movement. You know, when we decided to get in this industry, it wasn't so that we could sit like a bunch of couch potatoes or laptop potatoes and sit in front of the laptop all damn day long. It was, yes, to have the laptop lifestyle, but there in between, there's this freedom. There's this freedom in between where, you know, you're not there all day long. You're in between a few hours a day, checking emails, paying for traffic, checking sales, and following up with buyers, and you're done. You're ready to go and get a coffee, or, you know, do what you want to do, hit the gym, you know, go to the beach, you know, go with the kids, go to the recitals. That is why we mean by, you know, taking responsibility for what you put in your mouth and what you do with your time, as far as making yourself move around. Being healthy lifestyle.
Right. That's a good point. Exactly. So what I'm saying is, guys, is that make sure that you really think about these things, because it's really going to let you know why you can't really, you know, start that momentum. Okay. Because when you have the clarity and you have the focus, you can start actually having more momentum in your business. Because in order for the business to take shape, we must build momentum in the business. And then as that momentum starts to grow, we must maintain that momentum. It's hard to build momentum, but once you start building it, it becomes a little bit more effortless. Okay. I was told this before and I didn't really fully understand it, but I get it now. Like, what you do is, you know, the hardest thing for you is going to be to earn your first $10,000 a commission. That's gonna be the hardest thing that you've ever done.
That's the cold hard truth. Okay. That's the cold hard truth. Yeah. And I'm glad you said that, because people think that it's easy to make the first 10 grand, and it's not.
It's not.
No.
But once you've done that, then it becomes a little bit more effortless, because you know how you got there and you know how you did it in the first place, right?
Yes.
So now, with that being said, I want to talk about the good stuff. There's a lot of negative stuff I just talked about, you know, about like, you know, getting distracted in the news feed and, you know, YouTube and Facebook and, you know, diets and all that kind of stuff. But what are the benefits for you actually being focused? Let's talk about the benefits, because I think, you know, you have pros and cons, right? I like to talk about the pros now. What's really awesome about being clear, you know, clear and focused, right? You guys want to know? I'm about to lay it on you.
And don't forget to like, comment, and share. Sorry, guys, we didn't get a chance to do it, but Rich just wanted to dive right in, you know. But yes, definitely like our video here, our Facebook Live, comment below, and then we see your comments, and definitely give us some love. And
let's see, that's a nice name, Ari.
Yeah.
Ari, how you doing? Donald Potter. Let's see, Davis Switzer. Imran, how you doing?
Yeah.
Jay Kemp, Rudo, what's up, bud? Rose, Julie.
Don.
Ryan,
Sharon.
Michelle. Connie, how you doing? Chata.
Lisa. McGinn. Jose Diaz.
Charlie.
And Kanisha. Good to see you. All right. And Minnie Riley. Oh, hey.
And that's, oh, wow. That's my uncle.
Oh, look at
Jose
that.
Diaz.
Awesome. Yeah. Welcome.
Nice to see you.
Now you get to see your nephew in action. All right.
So now, you know, this is one of the things that I think are the benefits of when you really start to learn and really, you know, get your mind clear and really start to focus. Okay. Like, what are the benefits? Like, what are the great things? What happens? Okay.
Yes.
What happens when you start to really, you know, like focus on this stuff and really start, you know, looking at things like a laser beam and say, I got to get this done. No distractions. But like I said, it's a skill set. You got to practice and this, you know, schedule your distractions like we talked about in the past before, right? And then when you get real clear and you get really focused, this is what happens, guys. You start to reclaim your time, okay? You start to reclaim your time, because what happens is when you're clear and you're focused, your activity and your task gets done like that. And then you're like, oh, wow, what do I have to do today? Nothing. You're done.
Yeah.
You're done.
Yes.
You did your work for the day.
Yes.
Okay? So now you got more time, more freedom, right? That's what we came into this business for in the first place, okay? Now, another benefit is helps you take control. Take control of your life. Take control of yourself.
Yes.
Not just the business, but yourself. You'll look at your life, every part of your life, you'll look at it this way now. Like, you know what? Everything that I do, I want to be clear. Everything that I do, I want to be focused, okay? And when you have more time, you can make better decisions. When you're in a rush, you don't have much time. We make poor decisions, poor choices, and things like that.
Yes.
Doesn't really help us as human beings, right? So it's important for you to understand that reclaiming your time is key, and that's another huge benefit, guys. Okay, and taking control. So also one thing that happens is when you do something good, and you feel like, wow, I accomplished something today, and I finished. I was clear. I was focused. I didn't get distracted, and I got done fairly quickly because I was really clear, like a laser beam, and nothing was going to stop me. And I didn't get distracted. Guess what happens? It yields positive energy, right? It makes you feel really good inside, and you feel great. Internally, you feel great. You say to yourself, you know what? I feel great. I've been practicing this. I've been focusing on not getting distracted, and it's working. And I'm starting to get momentum now. And you start to feel better about yourself because you won't have this negative self-talk, because that's what we do. We have negative self-talk when things don't go our way, right? But when you actually focus on the thing you should be focusing on, and you don't get distracted, and you're really focused like a laser beam, you feel better about yourself because you feel like you're accomplishing something and you're doing things the right way.
How many times have you ever ran into somebody where, like the morning of, you saw a colleague or a friend and you say, hey man, have a great day at work, right? And then all of a sudden when they come out of work, they got this dreadful look on their face and they're like, so how was your day at work? And you ask your friend was like, it was work.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't want to have that kind of energy, in this industry. It's about having fun. It's about freedom. It's about doing what you want, when you want, how you want to, but exerting that positive energy of vibration out there so that other people around you can feel it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And here's a really cool one. And I noticed this myself when I really got clear, really focused. It starts to enhance problem solving skills because you have more time to study and learn and master different skill sets. And what that does, it gives you more skills to go out there and solve more problems for people. Right? Isn't that cool?
Mm-hmm.
So what happens when you don't get distracted and you get really clear, really focused?
All these good things will come.
That's a big one.
Yes.
And it instills decision-making skills. You start, and I said this a little bit earlier, you start to create better decisions. You start to make better choices. So let's say, I haven't really drank coffee that much anymore. I actually been drinking more green tea.
We've been drinking like Teavana green tea.
Right, green tea.
Yeah.
And I was reading the health benefits of green tea, and it's actually astonishing when I found out. Like, I was astonished. I was like, wow, I'm been drinking more green tea. Because here's the thing, guys. When we don't rush around and we're not distracted, with daily lives or things on Facebook, we tend to make more poor choices. Oh, God, I got to get a coffee for pick me up. So we don't have time to think, to say, you know what? Is that really good for me? Is that going to really benefit me? Or is green tea better? You have time to think about these things when you get your stuff done.
Right, yes.
Okay? So you definitely have better decision-making skills. Really important, right? And I know you love this one. It just helps you get shit done.
Yeah.
Okay?
It feels so good. How many guys agree that you love it when you get your shit done? Like, everything is done.
And it makes you feel good.
Then you feel rewarded.
Yeah.
You feel like, wow, I can't believe, here was my to-do list, and everything on that to-do list is done for the day, because you did what you had to do. And not only that, but yes, it actually is a stress reliever. Because when you get shit done, there's no more anxiety, there's no more stress, there's no more anxiousness to worry about things, You feel a great sense of satisfaction. That's another thing that comes out of it.
Yeah. No, yeah, definitely. You feel a great sense of satisfaction. You accomplish something. It just feels just really good because, you just got your shit done.
Yes.
And that's the key, guys.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things about really being focused and getting something done, it also reduces stress. Because you're not negative talking yourself. You're not saying bad things about yourself. And, and this is what happens with the ego, right? The ego mind, it just, when it wants to do it, it always wants to be right. Okay. I'd rather be rich than be right. That's just my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So really, it just reduces stress. So you're not really worried about things as much. Okay. Because if you don't do something because you were supposed to do it, what happens is you have stress. Like, well, I didn't do what I was supposed to do. I should have done it. And it just increases that stress within your body, which is not healthy. Okay. Now, also, when you get really focused and you really get shit done, okay, you tend to eat better. The reason why is because you have more time to think about what you want to eat and not just rush to the store or rush to a fast food restaurant just to eat something because you're hungry. Okay. You get to really focus on, like, is this food, is this plate serving me well? what are the health benefits of that dish? Like that's what I do now. Like I look at whenever I eat something, even after I eat it, if it's not good, I go, what are the health benefits of that? Was that serving me well? So it makes you be more aware in the present, in the moment, to realize, am I taking care of my body? Am I taking care of myself? Okay. That's one thing too. Another thing, you'll sleep better because you won't have too many thoughts in your mind when you go to bed. This was happening to me for a while till I got that book, Sleep Better. And now I sleep better when I go to sleep at night. I sleep more like a deeper sleep because I've learned about what's keeping the brain awake and things like that.
I'm finding myself with a new time where my clock, I used to get up at like 8 o'clock, 8:30, 9 o'clock. I would sleep in. But ever since I do now a hard stop for my business, that means I completely unplug. Okay. And I literally am in bed.
You got to force yourself. You got
to force yourself to do this. You got to go in bed. If you're with your significant other, you're in bed together. That's it. Y'all can read a book, do your 30 minutes of reading until you pass out and go to sleep. Between that 10 o'clock window and that 11 o'clock, you should be lights out, done. Nothing else, other than that, just use that 30-minute window to, pick up around the house or do something, wipe the countertops or whatever, and that's it. But no business after 10. That's our hard stop. What's your hard stop? You need to have something so that way you're in bed at a specific time. And then when you sleep enough hours, you are able to wake up refreshed and energized and less tired and ready to start your day off right. Some people need to start their day with a cup of coffee, but you necessarily can beat half them cups of coffee if you go to bed right on time and wake up on time.
Okay, so now I'm going to close this out with do you guys want to know how highly successful people develop self-discipline? Give me a yes in the comment section. Cheers. Hi, Nettie Bet. Welcome.
Hey, Lynette.
Roberto, how you doing?
BFF in the house.
Welcome to the call. Yes. Okay, here we go. So this is how highly successful people develop self-discipline. And you guys might want to write this one down or watch the replay again, okay? Okay, so we have vision. We prioritize. We say no to distractions. We handle one task at a time. Write that one down. Handle one task at a time, drive up our goals, okay? We reward ourselves and we take breaks. We learn from our mistakes. We rise above our emotions.
Yes.
Guys, I can't stress that one enough. Rise above your emotions.
Yes, absolutely.
Don't let the emotions dictate your business. You will fail if you let your emotions get in the way.
I actually, can I share a story about that?
Go ahead, yeah.
I can tell you exactly the damage that if you rely solely on your emotions, what it can do to your business. I had a student, okay, that just signed up with me and literally, okay, had a bad encounter with his coach. And then what he did next was nothing but stupid, okay, stupid. He literally got in with his emotions. He let his emotions make a decision to cancel his membership. And then when I followed up with him to make sure that our meeting was going as scheduled, and he told me he was canceled, and I said, why did you cancel? He said, well, because I got angry. And I said, and I just was like, I was done. And I said, really? Well, let me ask you this question. And this is where I put him in his place as his coach. I said, let me ask you this. Did you join the coach or did you join me? And he said, well, I joined you and Rich. I said, okay, then get back in the business. Go and reinstate your account because you didn't join them, you joined me. So therefore, never, ever make a decision based on your emotions.
Yeah, exactly.
And that is that's the way you handle something like that. If you make decisions with your emotions will take you down the path of failure.
Now, here's the thing, though. People do make buying decisions on emotion, which is okay for us marketers. But as for marketers itself, when you actually are doing some certain tasks, you didn't get the result you were looking for. You just have to brush off the dust.
You have to.
And get back up and just do it all over again.
Absolutely.
And don't let the emotion dictate your outcome. Okay?
Absolutely.
So rise above your emotions is important. We also have been learning how to manipulate energy. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we could, put more energy out there for our business. Okay. And once you guys do this, and once you understand this, guys, you will begin to love what you do. Okay. It's always a struggle in the beginning because you're learning, you're growing, you're trying to put the pieces together. You're trying to get a result with one thing.
Yes.
You feel like you got to do everything. So it gets a
Yes.
little frustrating. You're like, oh my God, I'm so frustrated. This is so frustrating. But trust me when I tell you, the longer you stay in it, okay, the longer you stay focused and the more you stay clear and you start focusing on one task at a time and you start seeing like results, like your clicks, like your leads, you know what I mean? Then your sales,
Yes.
you will begin to love what you do because
You will.
you start to understand how to make that happen. Okay?
Yeah.
It's really, really powerful what I'm sharing with you guys. Okay? So now it's time for Q&A. Let's do it. That was awesome, huh?
I got that. I got it.
You got it?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So we got a good crowd here. Let's give them 15 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, we'll take Q&A on what we talked about.
There we go. What are your questions regarding how to use
Building unbreakable focus.
Thank you. Building unbreakable focus. Go ahead and ask your questions regarding what Rich was talking about. And first question is, let's see. Beedry McGinn says, yes, I agree with you. Successful, your stress is gone. You sleep better. Yeah.
Yeah.
You do.
Absolutely. Well, it's because even before you become successful, as long as you're doing what you know you're supposed to be doing, because don't forget, you're building something. You're building up to that point. So it's like you're not going to see something happen right away. That's why you can't put your motion into it. You have to be emotionless as you go through the motions of creating your business and growing your business. Okay.
Yes.
When you do that, that's when you start to see things take shape.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when you start to see things actually start to just take form. And when they do, you start to go, oh, okay, I get it now. And then it starts to work in your favor. Okay.
And don't forget the 3 different types of focus that Rich was talking about. Write them down. Inner focus, focusing on others, and then
focus.
your outer focus.
Yep.
Hi, Dee Dee. Hi, Jane. Lori.
Hey, what's happening?
Good to see you.
Thomas
Stefanelli.
Oh, it's good to see him. So you got to really ask yourself, guys, really, am I really being focused? Am I, and be honest with yourself. You're human.
Yeah.
You're going to make mistakes. But as long as you are aware that you're trying to focus the best that you can to your ability.
You just got to prioritize. One of the hardest things for us to do is we come from a state of mind where we're in that state of becoming the employee. We've been programmed to work for somebody else, to build their dreams for them. Okay. And these things are something that happens when you work for somebody else. You're like the puppy on the leash. You're like every beck and call. Whoever controls that leash is where you're going. Right? They tell you when to go to the bathroom. They tell you when to, eat, do whatever. Right. And the thing is, you're building that owner's dream. You're not building your own. Okay. So now you're shifting the mindset to an entrepreneur. It's a little different. Nobody's telling you what to do now. So when you lose focus is now you're like in the house and you're like, okay, I can play now. Nobody's telling me what to do. I ain't got eyes behind me. I ain't got hot air breathing in my ear or my neck telling me that I got to get, this project done on time, right? You remember that, right? And some of y'all still got jobs, and I applaud you for still having your jobs because you guys are working on your jobs to fund your dreams. But some of you who are unemployed or out of work or, disabled or whatever have you, whatever reason, okay, you can't fuck around with your time. Okay, you can't. That time right there is the time that is so valuable. You can replenish money. Okay, but you can't replenish time, and time is valuable. So when you're home and you're building a home-based business, you need to literally take it seriously. You need to prioritize yourself. You need to get your personal tasks done at a specific time on a specific day and work starting with a schedule. And literally look at your day, look at your week, and prioritize business time, learning time, activity time. You need to literally break it up.
Now, here's the thing I want to say, because I remember telling you something, and then you actually took action on it. So I got to commend you for this. Everybody knows. I'm the kind of person and you know this, with my life, I get so drilled into one thing. I have to stay in that one thing. Mm-hmm. Okay. Remember, I was scattered before, but I learned this strategy now. It's a skill set.
Yeah.
That through my personal life, this happens too. Like if I'm going somewhere and doing something, I'm not thinking of nothing else but just that specifically. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like somebody will talk to me about something else and be like, what does that have to do with what I'm doing right now? Nothing. I need to stay on my focus on what I'm doing. That's how I've gotten with clarity and with one thing at a time. Okay. So let's say I want to move out of state. Like my focus is, okay, I got to call the moving company. Okay. That's my first thing. I got to make sure that that's the first thing I got to do. I got to get that price, right? I put up in the spreadsheet so I know my expenses. I can't think about the cars yet being transferred. One thing at a time.
Yeah, you can't.
Because everybody gets bombarded. Oh, I got to do this. I got to do that. And it increases stress. You're all freaking out and stuff like that. But I want to say something because you've been getting up early, really early, like before me. Like she'll get up like this morning. She got up at 6. I'm like, holy crap! You're getting up at 6 in the morning? I get up around 7. She gets up at 6. And one day I caught her not doing what she should be doing when she woke up.
Yeah.
And I said, honey, if you're getting up earlier, why not tackle your email marketing, schedule your emails earlier so they're done and out of the way?
Yes.
I only mentioned it once. And because I did that, guess what? Her emails were done before 8 o'clock this morning. Unbelievable. Actually, before 7, right?
Yeah.
1 hour.
Yeah.
2 emails, scheduled. Yeah. 11 and 7, done. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
All because I just had that one thought to share with her. I said, if you're getting up early,
it made sense.
Why not get it done? Just like I used to get out of work, I used to do the emails when I got out of work.
Yeah.
I used to time myself. I'd be like, oh, I'm home from work. I got to get those emails done and schedule them for tomorrow while I'm at work. You see what I'm saying? It was always one thing at a time I was focusing on, right? So I told her, if you're getting up earlier than usual, why not do those tasks? Why not get it done and get it out of the way? Now I'm going to ask you, how do you feel?
I feel great, man.
Because you got it done earlier, right?
Yeah, I got to do more other things that I do like to do, but it wasn't work related. It was personal stuff.
There you go. See?
I can't do that during work hours. You can't do personal stuff during work hours.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's amazing.
Yeah, it kills suck out your day.
And so now you learn to stretch time a little bit, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Now you know what it means.
Now I know what it means to stretch time.
So
I had a hard time before.
This is powerful stuff we'll share with you guys. And I'm still waiting for questions.
There are questions. We have Diane Jasa who says, you are the only ones who tell people that it is hard work, but why do others make it sound as though it's a breeze?
Because they do that because they want you to sign up.
That's all they really care about.
And the reality is they're going to make it sound easy because they know that you're going to be attracted to that. That's why. This is why we're different. This is why we're Ace and Rich, because we do things a different way.
We do it differently because most marketers are liars. Okay, like Seth Godin says, marketers are liars. All right, which a lot of them 100% are. Yeah. Yes, we are marketers.
So I said,
we will lie to get what we want. But
I said,
we've turned the page around. We've switched it on marketers who do lie by telling the truth and being absolutely 100% no bullshit, straight transparency.
Yeah.
Why? Because we don't want to tell you something and then all of a sudden you find out, just like Diane says, that it is actual hard work. When you're like, couldn't you just have told me? That would have saved me a lot of stress and a headache.
I'm going to say something. I truly believe when you're more authentic and more transparent, you attract more business-minded individuals instead of saying that it's easy.
Hear, hear. Mm-hmm.
Because when you say it's easy, you're going to attract pretty much every single person.
Yeah.
Every type of person.
Yeah.
Okay.
Broke-minded.
Now, for us, I said, what if we just, tell them the truth? What if we just be totally transparent, totally real?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the only way we know how to be. I can't sugarcoat anything.
The same we do one thing is the same we do everything.
Yeah.
That's the way you should be. The same you do one thing is the same you do with everything. That means if your transparency in your voice, in your messages, in your emails, in your podcasts, in your videos, you know what I'm saying? Like your posts, You must be transparent in everything you do.
Yeah, focus is so key,
Yes.
guys. And I know it's not easy. You know, even we tell you it's not easy, right? But it's a skill set. Everything that you're learning is a skill set.
I will not give anybody, Diane, or anyone who asks me the benefit of the doubt that, you know, I'm going to promise them and guarantee their success when I know deep down inside I wasn't guaranteed the success. I had to work my ass off. I had to hustle.
Oh, no,
I had to burn the midnight oil. I had to pay for traffic. I had to buy leads. I had to buy solo ads. I had to do all kinds of stuff that people would tell me to do. And even though I screwed up a lot of times, I went through all the failures for a reason. So it is hard, and it's supposed to be hard. Otherwise, everybody would be doing it.
This is true. Warner says, when I signed up, one only had money, you know, on his mind. It has taken a long time for me to achieve the mindset. It is so powerful to get kicked in the backside to concentrate on building my business and not chasing the money. Exactly. You can't build a business if you're chasing the money because your focus is not. There's no clarity there. Okay. You have to go through the testing. You have to go through the learning curve. You have to go through understanding how marketing works and everything. That is so important. Once you understand that, that's when the money follows as a byproduct. But people get blinded by the money so much. They're like, oh, I got to make money. But okay, you can't make money.
I have a perfect analogy for this. Okay. Here's a really great analogy. Who has seen the movie by Will Smith called The Pursuit of Happiness? I love that movie. You love that movie, right? The Pursuit of Happiness. Let me see. Pursuit of Happiness fans. Y'all like that movie? I love that movie. There was a scene in that movie and where you see him at the ultimate goal, okay? It wasn't just getting the job. See, people miss that part. They thought, oh, he hit success because he got the job. Bullshit. Here's what the real truth about that whole thing, okay? The man had a busted scanner, okay? It was a piece of technology that would pay him forever, okay? Or pay the client forever, right? And all he needed was how to fix this thing. And he had to figure out little jobs that he could do to come up with the money, okay? Not just to pay his bills. No, it wasn't that. He didn't have any bills. He was homeless, right? He literally had to take every increment of every cent and buy the parts. He had something he was pursuing. He was putting this machine together for a reason, right? So that he could literally win back his client's trust, and he felt like fulfilled that he was doing something for that dentist, right? So he went to that dentist and he went to get that machine bought. The guy paid him. He said, thank you for fixing it. He was so determined, even when he was in the homeless shelter, he still day and night and day, struggled and failed, struggled and failed, struggled and failed. And then he figured it out and the light bulb went off. And then he literally was so happy that it was working. He was like, I fixed the machine. Yeah. The whole time he was happy for every ounce of success. He was getting closer and closer. Some of you cannot and should not chase the money. The money will come. It will give you more choices, just like it did for Will Smith in that movie when he played that character. Okay, you'll have little itty bits of success, stepping stones along the way closer to your goal. Some people are doing this for time freedom, and they want to get closer to that free time. Some people want to see their grandkids grow up, so they want to be closer to see their grandkids. Some people want to buy a house for the first time. They know it ain't gonna cost $10 to buy a house. So you need to have an ultimate goal, just like Will Smith had an ultimate goal. It wasn't the job, it was fixing the machine. That's what I'm trying to share with you guys. Is understand money is not motivation. Yeah. Okay.
All right. So Midri says, not easy to reach your goal. You have to go through the learning process.
You have to. Every day you're learning something new. And if you're not learning, then you should be learning.
And at the same time, you're actually learning a lot of stuff about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because you can realize things about yourself you didn't know before.
Yes.
Being an entrepreneur will test you inside and out. You know, it will literally break down your ego. It really will.
Mm-hmm.
Because you got to be like, you have to learn to accept the failures along with the successes.
You have to empty your cup.
Yeah.
Like Bruce Lee said, you have to empty your cup.
Yeah.
because otherwise you won't make room for you to learn new things, new knowledge.
No.
And this knowledge is not taught in traditional education. This is why we put these trainings together at 7 o'clock for you, because we took the time to research. We took the time to be trained. We invested in our intellectual capital to learn this stuff so that we can bring it back to you. That's how you're getting the goods.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, my coach, Jeffrey Combs, he's a millionaire. I hired him because I needed to figure out like what was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because after making a lot of money and losing it, I tried to get it back, and there was something wrong. And there was nothing wrong with the thing, what I was trying to achieve in that moment to get back what I tried to get back, but it was actually me. There was something wrong with me. And when he helped me tap into that, I realized like, okay, that makes sense. And when you can be honest with yourself, and that's the key, being honest with yourself, that's when you really see the big picture, and you're just like, okay, this is why things have been the way they've been, right? Because you have the ability to make better decisions. You have the ability to be focused. You have the ability to actually make things happen, right? But you also have the ability to not make things happen.
Right.
You also have the ability to procrastinate, right? And that's a big one, guys, procrastination.
So real quick, what we want you to do, here's your task, okay? We're going to give you a task, okay? The task is simple, okay? Eliminate all distractions, things that are like really interfering with your time when you're working. Start using your schedule, okay? Know what it is that you're doing. Your daily method of operation is so important to know. You should know this like the back of your hand. You should know what you're doing every day of every week in your business. And if you don't know what you're doing, then you need to speak to us and we'll train you on how to do it. But it's very simple in an acronym known as BES. Build your audience. That's the first component. The second one is to engage with your audience. And then once you engage with your audience, sell to your audience. BES. Don't forget that. And if you want to know what that means, see us.
And being, actually engaging with your audience is really about giving value.
Absolutely.
Remember that. And if you don't know anything about that, definitely see us.
Gotta get trained.
Okay.
All right.
So with that being said, guys, my name is Rich Guzman.
And my name is Anastasia Holders, better known as Coach Ace.
And I want to thank you guys so much for stopping by your daily dose of marketing education with myself and Anastasia. And we will see you on a new live tomorrow. Okay. Take care, guys.
Bye.